Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel Coding with Dan. Today we're gonna practice on Redux along with React. Redux is used for state management and is often used in larger applications. We use Redux to avoid prop drilling, which in React means that you pass down data or state from one component to the next one and then to the next one and so on. So we simply have this big store over the entire application, which all of our components can access if we connect them to it simply. So for this tutorial that we're gonna do today, I've made a starter project that you can find down in the description below. You can also find the finished files down there. It's simply a link to my GitHub page, so we're gonna take a look now on how you're gonna get started. So first of all, you can create this folder wherever you want, but I'm gonna create it down on my desktop here. I'm gonna say React Redux, like so. Then I'm gonna head over to my GitHub page here. And as I said, you find it in the description below. You're gonna click this here, and you're gonna click this one. And then you're gonna head over here to React Redux, and you're gonna open it with code. You can do this process also from the terminal, and I'm gonna show it afterwards, but to begin with we do like this. We open it with code. Here we have the project, and we're gonna open the integrated terminal here, and we're gonna type git clone, and then we're gonna copy paste in the link like so, and then we hit enter, and as you can see we have this project up here. So what you want to do is you want to navigate in there, so we're gonna type cd, and then you're gonna type React Redux starter, and then YouTube, like so. Perfect, now we are inside this folder here. If you're more used to the command line, you can of course use git clone from there and then open up the project with Visual Studio Code or your preferred code editor. What we're gonna do now is to take a look on the finished project. As you can see here, I bring it in, and it hasn't been much focus on the styling on this one. It's a rather focus on how to use Redux with React. So we have three forms here for character 1, character 2 and character 3. We have this component down here which displays the names of the three characters, and we have this menu here which also displays the names. And this toggle here is controlled with Redux, and I'm gonna show you here. If I type a name here, you see that the first name here gets changed, and we also see the first name here getting changed. So we're gonna type some values in here in all fields, and you see them changing all over the place now. This is connected by Redux, everything. And if I hit submit now, and we get to the second page, you see here first name, last name, and all of the information is also on the second page. So that's it. We bring the project away, and we're gonna run npm start. No, before we run npm start, we have to remember to do npm install, because since I pushed this up to GitHub, I didn't push all the node modules, so we have to install all our dependencies again. So just hit npm install, like so, and wait for it to be installed. So it looks like it has finished installing the dependencies. There are actually some extra dependencies that I wanted to install together with you, because they are simply closely connected to Redux. So the thing that we're gonna begin with is to type npm install again, and we're gonna hit npm install Redux, and we're also gonna install React Redux, like so. And we hit enter to install those. So guys, I fast forwarded a bit because the installation of the node modules was gonna take a while. So there are a couple more dependencies that we want to install, and I wanted to do them with you because they are simply very closely connected with React and Redux. So what we're gonna do now is to hit npm install, and then we're gonna go Redux, and we're also gonna install React-Redux, like so, and then we hit enter and wait for them to install. We also have 2 dev dependencies that we're gonna install. So we're gonna do like this. We're gonna hit npm install, and we begin with Redux logger. And then we are gonna say -- save -dev, like so. So this is simply going to be saved as a dev dependency now. So it's gonna end up down here, as you can see. So it's a development dependency simply. And we have one more that we're going to use, and it's called Redux DevTools extension. So we're going to do npm install Redux DevTools extension, like so. And we're going to do the same process here. We're going to save dev like this. And we wait for it to install. So perfect, guys. We're gonna hit npm start now to see how the starter project looks like. It's simply the same as the finished version, but it doesn't have all the functionality yet. So we're gonna bring it over here. I'm gonna see if everything's working, and it looks all right. As you can see here, no toggle is available, and I have hard-coded some names in here. I can't get to the second page yet. We're gonna fix that later. So perfect. You see, it looks like the other version, but there is no functionality yet. So what we're gonna begin with now is to create another folder here in source. So we're gonna right-click, click new folder, and we're gonna call this one Redux. So that's the first thing that we're gonna start with. Then we're gonna head over into the Redux folder here, and we're gonna create something called, you're gonna create a new file here, and it's gonna be called root reducer, like this, .js. And this is simply gonna be the place where we combine our different reducers. Okay, I'm gonna click allow on this one. And we're also gonna add the store in here, like so. So to begin with, we're gonna head over in our root reducer, and we're gonna set up the boilerplate here. So we're gonna import something called combine reducers, and as the name suggests, it simply combines our reducers to one reducer that we pass to our store later. So we take this from Redux, like so, and we're gonna hit this one. Then we're gonna import toggle menu reducer. No, we wait with importing the reducers. We have not made them yet, so we're gonna make this root reducer here, like this, and we're gonna say combine reducers. So we're simply using this combine reducer up here, and we're gonna write like this. And for now, we're just gonna leave this empty. And we're gonna export default root reducer. Export default root reducer. We're gonna fill this reducer up with our reducers later, but this is the first boilerplate. So all we do here is to simply combine the reducers to one root reducer. So that's good. We head over to the store, and in our store, we're gonna, first of all, we are going to import our root reducer from root reducer, like so. And then we're gonna import some stuff from Redux. We're gonna say create store, and we're gonna say apply middleware, like this. And these are gonna be imported. Excuse me, guys, I need to move this cable here a little bit, like so. So perfect. Now it's better. Okay, so we're gonna import this apply middleware, and we're gonna do it from Redux, like so. So then we have these ones ready. Then we have something called logger. Import logger from Redux logger, And as you remember, this is the dependency that I installed earlier. So you can see it's over here. This is the Redux logger, and it's simply keeping track of our Redux actions. So you can see it in the browser when you're looking on your project later. So back to the store, and we're also gonna import something that is called Compose with DevTools. Compose with DevTools. So it's another, it's the other extension that we were using here, Redux DevTools extension, so that we can actually use Redux DevTools, which is an amazing tool to keep track of how the state is changing in our Redux application. So we're gonna import it from Redux DevTools extension, like so. And now we're gonna do something called middlewares here, and we're gonna set it equal to logger. And we are going to export our store, and it's going to be equal to create store. We're going to make our storage here, and we're going to take in the root reducer, and the root reducer is the combination of all our reducers. So we combine them all in here and create the store, which we're going to supply to our application, so all of our application can access the state simply. Then we're going to hit this one, compose with DevTools, like so, and we're gonna have apply middleware like this, and we're gonna spread the middlewares in here. And for now we only have one, but it's a good practice to set it up like this in case you have more middlewares simply. So perfect, guys, it seems that we are quite finished here in our store. So the thing that we're gonna do now is that we're gonna head over to our index.js here, and to begin with we are going to import something here. So we're gonna head over here, and we're gonna say import provider from React Redux, and the name is as it sounds, the provider we're gonna use to provide the store and the state simply to our application. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna head down here, and we're gonna say provider first. So we begin with that, we close it, and we take this one and surround our application simply. And then we're gonna say store equal to store. So for that we need obviously to import our store. So we're gonna say import store from slash, and we're gonna head over to the Redux folder here, and we're gonna say store. So now we have our store implemented, and we have connection to our application through the store. So we're gonna head over to our reducers now. We're gonna start creating them. So we're gonna make 2 reducers in the project. We're gonna begin with the one that is gonna handle the menu toggling. So we're gonna create something called toggle menu here, and it's gonna be a folder, and inside that folder we're gonna have 3 files. So the first file is gonna be toggle menu actions.js, and we're also gonna have another file here, and it's gonna be called toggle menu reducer.js. So this is our reducer. This is the one that's also going to be passed in to our root reducer, which is going to be passed into our store. And then we're going to create toggle menu types.js, like so. So we're going to start off with making our toggle menu types here. So to begin with, we are going to say export const toggle menu types, and we're going to set it equal to toggle menu, and then we're going to say toggle menu like so, and then we are going to have close menu, and we're going to set it equal to close menu, and it's gonna make sense for you soon why we are doing this. It's simply to decide which kind of action is going to happen when we are inside our reducer. So that's it for the toggle menu types. We're going to head over to the actions, So in our actions, we are going to import the toggle menu types. So we're gonna write like this, toggle menu types, and we're gonna import them from /, and we have the types here, like so. Then we are gonna export toggle menu. It's an action, which we set to an arrow function. And inside this, we are gonna have a type that's gonna be toggle menu types, and we're gonna say toggle menus. So this is the type that's gonna be used by this action. So we're gonna copy paste this one and do like this. Let me see here what is wrong. Pop, 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 pop. Yes, we need to have these around here. And then we're gonna make it over here also, so we have that already done. We're gonna save, and we're gonna have a type here, toggle menu types, but we're gonna have toggle, and we're gonna have close menu on this one. So these are our two types. So let's save the file. And it seems like a freeze here for a little bit for me, but it's soon gonna. So we head forward and we go to our toggle reducer, and this one is gonna be a little bit more complicated. We're gonna import our toggle menu types here also. Toggle menu types, and we're gonna import them from /toggle menu types, like so. And we are gonna set an initial state here, which is gonna be equal to menu open. And to begin with, it's gonna be false, so we're not gonna see the menu. And then we're gonna make the reducer, which is gonna be named toggle menu reducer, like this. And we're gonna set it equal to state. And the state is gonna be the initial state. So this is a convention that is used. And then we're gonna set action. And we're gonna set an arrow function here. And we're gonna make a switch statement here. So we're gonna do switch, and we're gonna base it on the action type. So the action type is this one. So depending on the action type coming in, we're gonna perform a different action. And if we go back here, you see here we have the different actions that have the type here of toggle menu, and we have the type of close menu. So these ones are gonna decide what kind of action is gonna happen in here. So we're gonna do like this, and we're gonna return. Sorry, we're gonna not return here first. We're gonna make a case first. So we're gonna say toggle menu types, toggle menu. If that's the case, then we want to return. And this is also a convention. You need to spread your previous state here before you make the changes. So you say menu open, and you want it to be the opposite of the previous state, simply like so. So we simply, if it was false before, it's gonna be true now. If it was true before, it's gonna be false now. So the next thing we're gonna have is the case toggle menu types again, and we're gonna have close menu, like so. And we're gonna say return dot state. And here we always want to set the open menu to false. And the reason why we're using this one is when we switch pages later, I don't want this modal to be open. So when we switch the page, we're gonna activate this action, and it's gonna close the modal simply. And then at the bottom, you always need to have default, and it's simply gonna return the state unchanged, like so. And we need to export default toggle menu reducer, like so. And now when we've created this, so we're basically done with our toggle menu reducer, we want to import it in our root reducer, right? So we're gonna head over here, we're gonna say import toggle menu reducer from /, and we're gonna go into the toggle menu, we're gonna go into the reducer here, like so, and then we want to put it in here, so we're gonna name it the same, and then toggle menu reducer. And you can do it like this also if you want, since they're named the same, but I do like this to make it clear. Toggle menu reducer, like so, and we save. So now we have the toggle menu reducer in our combined reducer, and our combined reducer is imported into the store, and in the store we have our root reducer here. Our root reducer is the result of the combined reducers, and that one is used in our create store along with the middlewares that we applied. So that's perfect. And in our index, as we saw, we have this provider that provides a store to all of our applications simply. Perfect. So what we're gonna do now is to head over here to pages. Sorry, we're gonna head over to components. We're gonna head over to our nav bar where we have this drop down menu, and we're gonna start to implement this simply. So to begin with, we're gonna have some imports at the top here. So we're gonna say import something called connect, and as it sounds, it's simply used to connect our component to the store. So we're gonna import this from React Redux like this, and we're also gonna import toggle menu like so, and close menu like so from Redux toggle menu, and we want to have the toggle menu actions, so they're coming from there. Seems like we have some misspelling here. Let us see. Export const toggle menu has already been declared. Okay, let us see. Let us head back to our toggle menu, and we head back to the actions, and yeah, this should obviously not be named toggle menu. It should be named close menu. So let me see here to make sure. Yes, close menu like so. So that was the mistake. Now we can save again, and it seems to be working. So perfect. Now on the bottom here we are going to make some connection here. So we're gonna do something called const map state to props, and then we're gonna have the state here from our Redux store, and we are going to have quite a bunch of stuff here that I'm gonna copy paste in, and you can of course we can do like this. We skip these ones for now because they're connected to other reducers, so remove those. I copy paste this show menu in, and then we are also going to have another thing here called map dispatch to props, and this is simply for our functions that are gonna alter the state of the application. So the map state to props is simply so that we can access the state and display it in our component, while the map dispatch to props is actually used to update the state in our Redux store. Perfect. So we're gonna make an arrow function here, and it's gonna be dispatch in here. So we're gonna use dispatch to dispatch the different actions to the reducer, and we're gonna say return here. And to begin with, we're gonna say the menu toggler, and we're gonna set it equal to a function here, where we're gonna dispatch toggle menu like so. So we're simply dispatching this toggle menu up here, this action. And we're also going to have close menu, and it's gonna be the same here. We're gonna do an arrow function. We're gonna say dispatch, and we're gonna say close menu like so. Perfect. It seems like something is off. We do like that and it works. No semicolon. And for now we are not going to do anything with the names here. They are going to be changed later. So to begin with, we are going to target this paragraph here, and we're going to set onClick here. And onClick should be equal to something called props menu toggler. And to not forget, to access the props, we need to pass it in here. So this is the props coming from the store, simply, and now we can access it in our component. And then we want to display this conditionally, simply. So what we're going to type here is like this. We're going to say props dot show menu, and we're going to say if that's true, then we want to display all of this. So copy these two and put them after this div here, like this. Now we can head over to the application again. So let us see, is this our, yes, this is our, let us see, object is not a function. Okay, it seems like we have a little bit of a mistake here somewhere. Let us look it up. So obviously, guys, I forgot something here. We need to connect our component to the store, otherwise nothing is gonna work really. So first of all, we're gonna have a map state to props here, and we're gonna set a comma, and then we're gonna say map dispatch to props, like so. And it's important that they are in this order as I did, and then we're gonna wrap it around the component, like so. And we're gonna see if it's working better now, or if we still have the same issue. Object is still not working, but at least we connected this one, so I'm gonna check what's wrong. So guys, I found a problem here. I made a small typo here. It should be DevTools with the capital letter here. So let us see now if it's working better. Yes, and there we have it. Perfect. So it's up and running, and we can toggle the menu back on and off simply, and we're controlling this with Redux. So that works perfectly well for us. Good. So now we've implemented that in the navbar. So what we're going to do now is to head back to our Redux, and we're going to create another folder in here in the Redux folder, and it's going to be called character. So it's simply all our characters. And inside there we're going to do the same procedure. We're going to do character, and then we're going to do actions.js. We are going to make character reducer.js, and we are going to make character types.js, like so. And to begin with, I'm gonna copy paste this in here because it's not so fun to see me type it out. So we simply have a lot of character types here, so you can pause the video and write these ones in, and make sure that you're writing them correctly. So we have first name here, first name, last name of the first character, last name of the first character, then we have the second character, first name, second character, first name, and so on. So double check so that you type these ones in correctly, so you don't have to debug your application later. So after that we have the actions, and it's going to be a little bit more actions than the last one. So we're going to have first here, we're going to have export const update last, oh sorry, we're gonna, yeah, we are going to, so in here we are gonna say export const update first name of char1, like so. That's our function, and we're gonna say we want to have some data passed in here, and the type is gonna be character types, and then update, and you see them here appearing, first name, like so. And we're gonna say the payload to the data, and we're gonna use the payload to update the state in the application. And we also need, before I forget, to import character types here from character types, simply. So we're gonna do like this. So this is the first function. We have some error here as it seems. Let me see what's going on here. And yes, once again I forgot these ones here. So we're gonna close this one, and then we're gonna take the next one, which is gonna be, we can simply copy this. Just follow along here so you don't make any mistake. So we're gonna change this to last name here. We're still on character 1. Then we can copy both of these ones, and to make it very clear, I'm gonna write character 1 here. Then we copy and paste all of this, and we're gonna say character 2, and it's gonna be the first name, but it's gonna be 2, and it's gonna be 2, it's gonna be 2, and it's going to be 2, like so. And then we copy this again and paste it in here, and this is gonna be character 3, like this. And then we set this to 3, 3, 3, and 3. And that's almost everything for that one. We are going to have something called submit also. And that's simply when we are submitting the form, so, and get the redirected to the other page. So we're gonna have export const submit, and then we're gonna have the data, and we're gonna have an arrow function here, and we're gonna have the type, which is going to be character types, and as you can guess, it's gonna be submit. And by the way, this large letter that I use here, it's I shall not say a convention, but it's often people are using it, and I kind of like the syntax because you know exactly what's going on. You know that you're working with Redux when I see it, so it's, for me, it's good from a visual perspective. And we're gonna have a payload here, data, like so. Perfect. We're gonna have to connect this to the store also, so we head back to the root reducer here, and in our root reducer we are going to import character reducer from /character and then character reducer, and we are going to make the same procedure, and to be speeded up a bit, I'm gonna copy paste here, and I'm going to copy paste here also. So now we have connection also with the character reducer. So now you see the use of this, let me see here, now you see the use of this combiner reducer here. So we're combining 2 reducers to one big root reducer, and this one big root reducer we are then passing into the store simply. And then in our index again we have this provider surrounding our application with the store, so that our application can get connection to the state and also the different actions to update the state simply. So that's perfect. We are going to head over to our another component here. Oh, sorry. So we're gonna head on to the summary here, like so. And now we are going to do the same procedure here. We are going to import connect, and you remember from React to Redux, so that we can connect our component here to the state. And down here we are going to have map state to props again, and I'm gonna copy paste this in. So pause the video and write this in. And you have character 1 first name, and you do the same here. We are accessing the character reducer, and then you have character 1 last name, and so on. So we are taking these ones here from the state, and we're placing them in these variables over here that we're going to use inside the application. And before I forget, I'm going to connect our components over here with map state to props, like so, and we're going to connect it to our summary like this. Perfect. Now we need to access the props inside a component, so we're going to do like this, and we are going to remove these hard-coded values now, and we're going to say props.char1 underline first name like this, and then we're going to have props char1, and then we're going to have the last name like so. And then, so we're simply accessing the props now, and we're displaying the name of the first character, the first name and the last name here, which are coming from our Redux store simply. So we are going to copy paste these ones here. I'm gonna do like this, put it here, and we just say character 2, and then we're gonna take this last name here, and we're gonna do like this, and just keep an extra eye here so that you really copy the right things and update the numbers here so that you display the right character name simply. So we're gonna copy paste this one in here, and we're gonna say character 3, and then we're gonna take the last name, and we are going to say character 3. So let's open our application again. Let us see, char1 first name is undefined. Where are we? Let me see. Map state to props. Summary 31. Okay. So this one, state character char1 is undefined. So let me see what is going on here. Yes. Obviously I know what's going on here. I'm going way too fast here. We haven't even created our reducer yet. So what we're gonna do here is to import character types. We have to create we obviously have to create our reducer here, otherwise there's no state to access to our application. So we're gonna say character types like so, and we're gonna create an initial state here, which I'm gonna copy paste in like this. And just so that you can see that it's actually working, we are going to say John here like so, to see that our application have connection. Then we're gonna create the character reducer like this, and we're gonna say state equals to the initial state, and then we're gonna have the action. We're gonna set an arrow function, and we're gonna make our switch statement that is going to do different kind of actions depending on the action type. So first we have a case where we have character types, and then we have update, the first one. If that's the case, then we are going to return and spread the state, the previous state, and we're gonna say character 1 first name equals action.payload. So action.payload is simply the data, you know. So if we head back here, we are accessing data here, and that's the payload. So the data here is going to be the things that we are typing in, and then they are going to get passed into this action, and we're going to send the data as a payload to our reducer. So that's the first one. We copy that one, and we make another case, and this is going to be for the last name of the first character. So it's not much of a difference here. We're going to do last name, and once again make sure that you're writing the correct things here. So next one is going to be the second character, but it's going to be the first name, so we don't need to change that. And then we are going to have, we take this one, and we're going to have the last name. We're going to have the last name here of the second character, so we're going to say last name, and we're going to say last name down here also. Then we take this one here, and we create the third character. Well, not create it, but the action to update it. And then we say it should be the first name, it should be character 3, and then we have character 3, and then we copy this one, and this one is going to be the last name for character 3, like so. And then we have the submit, and I'm gonna copy paste this in. It's actually not the submit is not 100% needed, but I wanted to implement it to for you to see how we could submit several values at the same time to the store simply. So that's it. Pause the video and write this in. And as you remember, we need to end this with returning state in case we don't have any of these actions. So let me see here, we have an import error. Attempted import character reducer does not contain default export. Okay, so we head down here and we say export default character reducer, like so. And now everything should be working. So we head back to the application and we see John over here. And just to prove once again that it's working, we can go up here and write Tobias. And we go back. And now you can see Tobias here. But for now we're gonna leave these ones empty like this. So both of our reducers are up and running now. Now what we want to do is simply to work on the rest of our application. So the summary is working and the drop-down is also working. So now we're gonna start with the home page simply. So let us do the drop down first. Sorry, before. So I'm gonna head over here. Yeah, let's head over to the nav bar first. I think that's better. So what we have to do here is to over here in the map state to props. I'm gonna copy paste this in again. It's simply the same things. It's for us to do and be able to display all the character names. So I copy paste this in. It's the same thing that you wrote in the summary over here. So you can simply copy paste this in and copy it over here. And then we're gonna do the same procedure as over here in the summary. So we are going to say here we're gonna make curly brackets like so. And we're gonna say props dot character first name like this. And then we're gonna copy paste this. And we're gonna say the last name like so. Then we are going to copy paste this one here. And it's gonna be character 2 like so. And we are going to put this one to character 2 last name also. And then we copy this one and put it here. And we say character 3. And we copy this one here and say character 3. So now, let's see. Let us head back actually once again to our Redux here, to the reducer, and we just write some random values in here. And we hit save, and then we go back to the application, and you can see the random values here, but you can also see them over here when we tap down this. Okay, so let's remove these values. So now we have connection to the state everywhere. Now we simply want to be able to update it. So when we write in the form, we want something to happen. So for that, let us close this one, and let us close these ones also, and let us head to the home page like so. And in our home page we are going to be needing quite some stuff here. So I'm gonna start with this here. I'm gonna copy in all these functions here, or the actions coming from character actions. So you can pause the video and write this in. We are also going to import again connect from React Redux so that we can get connection with our store. We are going to import toggle menu here also. Toggle menu from Redux, toggle menu actions like so. And we are also going, let me see, yes, we wait with this one for now. Or we can actually make it do it. We are going to import something called use history, and it's simply so that we can push to our other page later. So we're gonna import it from React router DOM, and if you head over here to our let us see what's wrong here. Yeah, we need to close this one. we need to have an import. I'm gonna remove this annoying extension as soon. Let me do like this. I'm gonna copy this here, and I'm gonna head down and I'm gonna say import and then copy this in. And we have it solved. We have toggle menu. Toggle menu has already been declared. Okay, sorry, we have a duplicate here, so we do like this, and it seems like we have 2 character types also. Yeah, so let's head back to our store here, or our character actions, and we had a duplicate there. So perfect. Now it seems like we're on track again. So we have the use history here that we're going to use a little bit later. But first we are going to head down to the bottom of the file here, and we are going to use the state again. So let us head back to the summary. And we are going to copy this here, and we're going to head back to our homepage, and we're going to copy paste this in here, and then we are also going to have this show menu from state toggle menu reducer, and then menu open like so. And then we are going to have quite a lot of stuff here, so it's once again, you will have to pause the video to write this in. We're going to have map dispatch prop, so it's simply all the actions. So first we're going to have this menu toggler here, and that's going to toggle the menu on and off. We're going to have these update of the names. We're going to have the data here, and it's simply what we are passing in. And then we're going to dispatch this to our reducers and update the state. So what we want to do is to connect this component here. So we're going to say connect map state to props like so, and then we're going to have map dispatch to props also, and we're going to wrap our component like this. Perfect. So as you see, it's quite a lot of stuff we actually have to do, so that's why I chose this kind of small tutorial and this little project that I made, because it's actually quite a lot of Redux in it, even if it doesn't seem like it on the first glance. So as you remember, we need to connect the props here like so, and now this is going to be a little bit more here in this component. So we are going to create a couple of functions here. So first we are going to create something called const handle first name update. So this is going to handle the update of the first name. We're going to have an event, and first we want to check if the event e target name, if that's equal to first char name, then we want to target the props, and we don't want to say update first name char 1, and what we want to pass in is the e target value, and it's gonna make sense for you soon what we are doing now. So we are simply calling this dispatch action over here. So the data is the e-target value that we pass in here, and then we dispatch the action, and the reducer gets the data and it updates the value. And we're going to make some changes down in our forms here later, so you're going to see what's actually happening. And then we're going to say another if statement, if e-target, we can actually copy this one. If the e-target name is second char name, Then we copy paste this one here also. And remember that we want to return after this, because if we hit this one, we can only hit one at a time. And we want to change this one to, it's going to be first name still, but it's going to be character 2. And then we're going to do a return here, like so. And then we copy paste this if statement, and this is going to be the third character here, like this. So that's it for the handle first name update. Perfectly. Then below this function here, we are going to create one to handle the last name update. So what we are going to do is to copy paste this here, this function. And we're gonna paste it down here, and we're gonna say handle last name update instead, like so. Handle last name update, and then we have what we simply do here is that we say last on all of those first. Rest is gonna be the same, and then we are going to say last name here. So we're gonna change all these to ln, last name, like so. Perfect. So now we have these one, and then we have one last one that I'm actually going to copy paste in, and it's this one here. Let me see, so we're on the right scope. So perfect. This is the handle submit, so it's going to run when we submit our form. So we're going to have a prevent default to stop the default behavior of the submit action. Then we are going to pass in an object here with all these values that are going to update our reducer simply. So if we check back in our reducer here, you see action.payload. Let me just make sure so that we are doing all of this correctly. Yes, as you see down here in our here. We are spreading, we are using all these values from the object that we pass in with the action the payload, and setting them on the different parts of the state here. So all the different names get updated based on the data that we're passing in here. So back to the home page again. And now we are going to start with let me see here. We're gonna start with the input here, and we're gonna have an onChange inch here, and it's gonna call the handle first name update, like so. And we're gonna copy paste this one in, and it's gonna be the same. Not on this one. This is the last name, but we're gonna get to the next first name. It's gonna be like this. And then not the second name, but we want to do it on the let me see here, so we're doing it all correctly. I think something is a bit wrong here. As I can see, we have the first name, we have the last name of the first character, then we have the second char name, we have the second char last name, and then we have second char name. It should not be second char name here, it should be third. So we do like this, third, and then we change this one also to third, like so. And the same for the last name, third, and then we say third, like this. And then we pass in this one. So now simply on change, when we're writing in our input, it will call the handle first name update up here, and depending on the target name, so if it's the first char, then it's going to run this one and update the first char. If it's the second char, it's going to update the value of the second char simply. And then we want to do the same procedure also for our last name. So let's copy and paste from our character 1, and we copy paste it over to our last name, but then we write handle last name update instead. And I'm just gonna make sure that we write it correctly. So we're gonna handle last name update. Same here, we are going to copy paste, and we're gonna update the second char last name also, and we're gonna do it on the third one, so like so. Unexpected use of history. Let me see. Yeah, so the error we're getting here is because we haven't used history yet, so we are actually gonna do that now to clear up this error. So we're gonna head over here on the top, and we're gonna say let history equal to use history. And if you're not sure what history is, simply just do like this, console log history, and then head over to the home page. We can head into the browser here, and I'm gonna open this, and I'm just gonna refresh here. And here you can see we have the history, so it tells a bunch of stuff, our current location and so on. But we're gonna use this one to use this method push here to push us to the next, to our other page once we submit simply. So that's good. Now we have the handle submit here that we need to make use of. So on our form we're gonna have on submit, and it's gonna be equal to handle submit, like so. So that's pretty much it I think. We connected down here. So let's try this out now and see if it's actually working. So we're gonna start typing here. So we have connection. We have connection up here also. We're gonna type here, connection, 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 connection. Character 3 is not working. Okay. So we're gonna head over and see what's actually happening on character 3. Let us see here. I think it's up here actually. Let me see here. Third char last name. Okay, third char name. That seems correct. Okay guys, so I found an issue here. This should obviously be character 3 here, like so. And now we can head back to the application and see if it was working. So now we're updating character 3 like this. Perfect, so it's working, and we see it in the drop down menu. And if we hit this submit button, it also works, and we see, but we don't see this yet. This is what we're gonna fix. So we have the submit button working, and we get to the second page, but we don't see the values here yet. So what we are going to do is that we are going to head over to our display char page, and we're going to click here, and the procedure, you see it's a lot of repetitions, but I'm doing this so that you get a lot of practice with you using Redux simply. So we are going to copy paste in from our previous components here. I'm gonna take this one here, like so. And we are going to head back to our display char page, and we're gonna copy paste it in here. We are going to import some stuff here, so we're gonna head over to the top, and we're going to import connect again. So we're gonna say import connect from React to Redux, like so. And then we are going to connect our component, our page here rather, so we're gonna say connect map state to props, and then we are going to connect to our page, like so. Now we just want to use this simply. So for that we have to use this here, and then we're gonna pass in here. We're gonna say once again props, and then we want char1 first name, like this. We're gonna copy paste this, and we're gonna put it here, and then we're gonna say the last name. Then we're gonna copy paste the first name again. We're gonna put it here over Jordan, and we're gonna say character 2 first name, and we're gonna go here, and we are going to put last name, and we're gonna take here once again, put it here, character 3, and then we are going to put the last name over here also, so like so. And perfect. Let us see if this is actually working now. So let us head back to our application like this. And if we write here now some random values, this works, we make the submit, and we have the values over here also. But when we change page, we want this here to close. So that's it. So what we are going to change now. So just to make sure, so we understood everything, we use this history here to push to the second page. So after we have passed all this, update all, props update all data, which we have down here, this one. When we have sent that off and updated all the data, we get pushed to the second page. And that's what we're doing here. Okay, so perfect. The last thing that we're gonna do now is that we are going to go back to our navbar again, like so. And in our navbar we have this close menu, right? This is gonna be used here, up here. But first we need to import the first hook of the day from React. It's not going to be the standard hook, most standard hook use state, it's going to be use effect. So we're going to say use effect, and then we are going to say props close menu with a capital letter here, like so. And then we're going to set empty dependencies here so that it doesn't change just because stuff are changing in here, but every time we reload a page, this is gonna run, and it's gonna run close menu, and our menu will be closed. So if we head back here and I start typing everywhere, and we have this open, once I click here, it's removed, but the values are still here. So guys, that's pretty much it for this one. It's not much of styling, as I said, on this project, but it's using a lot of Redux, and that was the purpose of this whole lecture. So if you like this, please subscribe to my channel and give it a like. I would also be very happy to see some questions, or if you have any wishes about future tutorials that you want me to post on this channel. So thanks guys, and I hope to see you next time again.